What did you do, America?
Why, they're after you, America.
You got excited and you started something.
Nations jumping all around.
I don't care. You got a lot to answer for.
They lay the blame right at your door.
Mike Gill, let me bring you back for a minute. On Notice, Grok Talk, when we talk about the corruption that was involved in the hearing of FRM to give the money back to the victims. Lambert, you remember, leveraged these people, were getting paid, criminally protecting the AG's office. Richard Head was involved in this. They're quite literally protecting the cover office of the AG. This piece is what could put them in jail. We had State Senator Avard who put the bill in to recover the money for the victims. Now this is what happened. Kevin wrote a letter to go to the Department of Justice spelling out the criminality of this, not only of the Ponzi scheme, but the fact that Lambert was extorting and leveraging the victims and was working directly with Richard Head of the AG's office to cover up all these crimes. Now, through a series of text messages, I'm going to read a couple to you between me and Kevin Avard, your state senator. Mike, I'm sending the Department of Justice complaints out today. John Burt, who's a representative, saw the video. I keep watching it myself. George lied and admitted to the deal, meaning Lambert. He went after Harry, meaning Harry Bean of FRM. So Kevin Avard's all on board. He's contacting me. He's sending out this complaint letter to the Department of Justice in Washington. Then, I'm putting it in writing. I'm following it up to the office. I told them about Granite Grok, the interview, and about Richard Head. Everything, all his notes that Lambert got from Richard Head, telling the people of New Hampshire that the fact that the AG's office head and the banking commissioner, with Attorney Soucy, knew about FRM 5 years before it closed down. Even then they didn't bring it down. Okay, so we're all on board still. We're sending this to the Department of Justice and we're going to get the victims justice and throw these criminals out. Except, he informs me that he's sending the complaint to the AG's office. So I said to him, you're going to the same place where they're covering it up. We're filing a complaint to the guilty. What happened to the Department of Justice? I'll tell you what happened to the Department of Justice. According to your state senator, Avard, I did ask them. They said it was out of their jurisdiction. They wouldn't touch it. The Department of Justice in this country is telling a state senator who not only is representing a Ponzi scheme in this bill, but found the corruption was going on in that very hearing by the AG's office. So Kevin now is reporting the criminals to themselves. I know the AG's office is useless. I haven't received acknowledgement yet. And then he sends me a card. Dick Tracy, right, from the AG's office. You'd be happy to know that he's the investigator. So Dick Tracy is going to work every day looking for Dickhead. Can't find him. Right. So, Kevin, tell me one reason why you didn't send this to the Department of Justice in Washington. I told you, Mike, I have to follow procedure. I have no faith, but I don't file them first and give them an out. Oh, so he's thinking by reporting the criminals to themselves, If we didn't do that, they'd have an out. Does that make sense to anybody? Guess what? Kevin, are they having a hearing still? I only knows it's September. They can't, this is my text back to him, they can't have a hearing with a board that's been corrupted, at least 12 of them. This needs to be investigated before you have a hearing. The gentleman who sponsored the bill has admitted that it's completely corrupt. Hearing scheduled in September. Seems like somebody got to somebody. In fact, here's another one. Hey, FYI, talk to Chris Sununu. Really? He said that the head appointment was turned down. Maggie, like in Hassan, was silent for 15 seconds, just stood there and stared. No words. See, play for pay, head, they need to keep silent. So they're going to give him a sweetheart deal, which is exactly what they do. Now, Sununu shut it off. In fact, Sununu talked to Kevin Abart and Harry Bean on the same day, and they both talked to me. Now, why is Chris Sununu calling Harry Bean? Right? That's like the Pope suddenly saying, hey, what are you doing? I'm going to give you a call. Ask you how it's doing. Told him not to worry, that they'll turn down Head. Why was Harry Bean of FRM worried about Head? Because he knows Head's corrupt and was part of the cover-up of FRM. So we're in play now. Suddenly we're going to the Department of Justice. Now Kevin's reporting the crime to the criminals that actually acted upon it. This is one of my last texts. Well, I'm moving forward. The AIDS Needs Office needs to be accountable, and the voters in the House and the Senate. After my term, if I get elected, I may run for governor. The corner office holds the keys. Well, Jesus, Kevin, I just gave you the keys. You didn't open the door, you closed it. Looks like you're going to be one hell of a politician, maybe one they're looking for. Now, the AG's office knows what we're doing. We've got 24,000 downloads on our complaint. I've been sending them evidence for the last 2 years. I am telling you they've got everything. It doesn't involve them. Department of Justice, Kakavas is in the Department of Justice. You're a U.S. attorney. Who just recently, in the last 2 months, resigned. Who do you think made him resign? The Department of Justice. Right? They didn't have anything to do with this. It's not in their jurisdiction. Well, this is our quest. Where do we go now if the Department of Justice, if in fact, is corrupt? Mr. President? Are you telling me you don't know what's going on here? And presidential candidates, which I've already met a couple. You want to help the people, not only of this state, but in this country? Stop talking about corruption. That's what's wrong with this country. Our terrorists live inside our borders. You want to get elected? You want this to go viral? Start speaking of this. Thank you.
What did you do, America?
Why, they're after you, America.
You got excited and you started something.
Nations jumping all around.
Oh, I don't care. You got a lot to answer for.
They lay the blame right at your door.
It's your bibble. The world is ragtime crazy.